On January 20th, 2025, the Toronto Blue Jays officially announced their big offseason signing, Anthony Santander, a 5-year deal worth $92.5 million, with the possibility to be worth $110 million when everything is said and done. This was the move that would finally bring power back to Toronto and give them that middle-of-the-order threat that they'd been missing since Teoscar Hernandez. Or at least, that's what we thought. Almost 50 games into the season so far, and things genuinely could not be going worse for the Toronto Blue Jays' brand new slugger. So, the question is, what is going wrong with him, and how worried should fans actually be? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, it is finally time that we start talking about Anthony Santander and discuss what the hell is going on with that guy right now. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy Blue Jays content and discussion so you don't miss any future videos. Alright folks, let's get into it. So let's start with the raw numbers and why I'm actually making this video in the first place. At the time of recording, Anthony Santander has a 182 batting average, the 6th worst among qualified hitters in MLB, and a 572 OPS, the 7th worst among qualified hitters. This is obviously very bad, but we are just scratching the surface with these numbers because they are about to get a lot worse. With runners in scoring position, Santander is batting 170 with an OPS of 543 and has left 94 people on base, which is the 6th most in all of baseball. Keep in mind, folks, that this pretty much for the entirety of the season so far has been the Blue Jays' 3-hitter, and he was paid to come in and deliver RBIs, which up until this point really hasn't been happening. Now, I already know that some of you have paused the video and are midway through commenting, explaining to me that Anthony Santander is a slow starter, which historically speaking has been true throughout his career. But this year, this start, it's different. Santander's career April OPS is just 645, but here's the problem. He usually bounces back in May where he has a career OPS of 797. This season, we haven't seen that May boost at all, and in fact, his numbers in May are pretty much identical to the numbers that he put up in April this year, which are both not very good. So the big question is why? Why is Anthony Santander performing this way, and when can we expect it to change? Well, a big reason why he might not be performing well lately is the scary update that we got about his shoulder. The Jays have been pretty nonchalant about this, but they have kept him out of the lineup several times recently, with John Schneider coming out and saying his shoulder was a little bit cranky still, so I didn't want to force him in there if he couldn't. Whenever somebody is dealing with something, especially their shoulder, obviously that is going to negatively impact their game. But the shoulder thing, that only popped up a couple weeks ago and doesn't really explain his poor performances up until then. Simply put, Tony Taters just is not doing a whole lot of damage on the pitches that he typically does damage against. Here is a chart indicating how he's been doing against various pitches this year versus last year. As we can see, the fastball isn't doing great this year. It has a run value of -6, but he didn't do that great against the fastball last year, finishing with a -4 run value. The big difference, honestly, is how he is handling the other stuff. Last year, he was dominant against effectively every other pitch, with key standouts being the changeup and the cutter. But this year, we just aren't seeing that production, and he's actually getting beat on a lot of those pitches that he used to do great against.
Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now everyone, back to the content.
Basically, the truth of the matter is that Anthony Santander just doesn't have it right now, and until he does, the Toronto Blue Jays cannot be having him as their 3-hitter. I still like the signing, and I still have faith in the guy, but he is clearly fighting something right now, and the Toronto Blue Jays, they basically just need to cross their fingers and hope that he gets through it sooner rather than later. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go.